welcome back to DMG. VGA splitters. I found these two little VGA boxes. This one is a splitter, this one is a switcher. So you can see, both of them look pretty much the same from the back, despite this one being much longer. So you plug PC into here, and this splits it to two monitors. This one is powered, it takes 9 volts DC. This one is a passive switcher, source, and then you've got two outputs. And yeah, you can press down both buttons. I'd be interested to see what that does. But neither of these work, so that's why I have them. They both look like they're in really good condition, so, I mean, neither of them look like they've been ever used, actually. But I tested and neither of them work. I'll start with the small one. I've got a AV switcher box with basically the same design that lets me switch between multiple analog video inputs. I used to use it with my PS1 and PS2, even though the PS2 can do everything the PS1 can do. It can literally read PS1 game discs. Backwards compatibility, remember that? Okay, these screws are just screwed in not straight. Like they were screwed in by whatever machine in the factory at a very odd angle. So you can only get them out if you hold the screwdriver like that. I expect this one to be rather basic. I wouldn't be surprised if it's pretty mechanical in there. Oh yeah, look at that. That is pretty much as basic as it gets. Wow, 2010 date code. That's a bit late for what I was expecting. Let me figure out how this thing works. It's nice, I'll get some extra standoffs from this. I usually find myself in need of them. These are good for replacing the DVI and VGA ports on the back of GPUs. Often those get lost. Often it's my fault when they get lost. And it's fun to screw them together and make a huge long string of them. Usually how you get these out is you push both buttons in, and then that gives you just enough wiggle room to get it out of the case. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I see. I think I see how this works now. So they share like common ground pins, and the video pins get switched depending on which button is pressed, so that changes which of these ports that it goes out to. So that makes sense. I guess these are the ground pins for these two, so that's why there are more of them on that switch. That's really interesting. That's not how I expected that to be built. And also it looks like it's got some water damage here. That could just be like the solder mask wearing off. But that really does look like, yeah, it's really sticky. I'm pretty sure that is fluid damage. Alright, there's that. That's kind of cool. Alright, now let's take a look at the huge one. This thing is heavy. Like, it's the weight of a whole 3.5-inch hard drive, like a big Barracuda drive. It is massive. And like, is there any reason for it to be so big? Oh, well, I guess we're gonna find out, but it just seems needlessly large for such a simple device as a VGA splitter. my guess is they made multiple devices that did something similar. Like maybe they did a... I assume they also made a 4-port VGA splitter that used the same case, because you could perfectly fit 2 other VGA ports right there. I assume there was an MSV 104 maybe. I'll look that up actually. Yep. Monoprice MSV 104. So yeah, they made a 4-port model. So I guess just to save cost, for the 2-port model they used the same case. So it'll probably be a bit empty inside. Oh, it'll be quite empty inside. It looks homemade. Look at that. That looks so hand soldered. Oh my god. Well, okay, there you can see where those 2 other VGA jacks would have been soldered. Also, look at the front here. You've got spaces for lights, and then spaces for buttons. And then it looks like the front can even just detach with these clips. Yeah, this front panel can just get detached. So I assume they made a switcher, a 2-port switcher, and a 4-port splitter in this same case that this one uses. So let me try and figure out what these chips are. This is probably what actually duplicates the video. This is, that probably deals with power. You know, splitting the power between the jacks. I'll look up the number on that chip. Interesting. What? That's not what I thought this would be. It's a line driver, or octal buffer. It says it works with Schottky diode transistor to transistor logic. December 2005 is the revision date of the PDF that I'm looking at, which would probably correspond with around this, when this would have been made. And now that I look at it, this chip actually has pins that go to and from the VGA port. So I'm going to look up the number on that one as well. I can't find any data on what this chip could be right there. Yeah, honestly, I'm just really confused what this one is doing in there. I still think that that's processing the majority of the VGA signal. But I would have thought they would have used a more analog solution. So this probably has something more to it than just signal duplication. It'll probably stretch the image to fit on the 2 monitors or something. Like, it's obviously doing more than just cloning the image. You could clone the image with something very similar to this. Yeah, that's gonna puzzle me for, like, days. I have no clue. Or maybe that would have had more of a function in one of the other configurations this could have been in. And this IC is just power management, by the way. That shouldn't be anything other than power management. Yeah, that's pretty intriguing. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time.